you know, it was a little problem that I was born with, and I got over it, and I mean, I'm not a criminal.
Did you know some of Hollywood's biggest names have kept fascinating gender secrets? Today, we're unveiling the top 35 actors who led secret lives, hidden from even their closest fans. You won't believe who's on this list. Number 35, Caroline Cossey. Imagine breaking boundaries as the first transgender model in Playboy. Caroline Tula Cossey's career was full of surprises. Caroline Tula Cossey was assigned male at birth, but went on to transition and have a successful modeling career. At the height of her career, Tula had appeared in Vogue, Cosmopolitan, and Harper's Bazaar, and graced the covers of many top fashion and beauty magazines and top calendars around the world. She was also the first transgender model to appear in Playboy magazine and was featured on the cover of multiple international editions. After she was twice exposed by the news of the world, Tula's career plummeted, and her marriage to multimillionaire Elias Fattal was annulled. The British actress and model was born Barry Kenneth Cossey and began the transition from male to female when she was 17. Cossey, also known by the name Tula, has appeared in such projects as the James Bond film For Your Eyes Only.
The press here tends to delve around in your background looking for little skeletons, and they found one.
Number 34, Laverne Cox. She took Netflix by storm as Sophia Bursette. Laverne Cox has been paving the way in Hollywood ever since. Laverne Cox rose to prominence for her role as Sophia Bursette in Netflix's Orange is the New Black, and has since worked on a variety of TV shows such as Dear White People and Black Lady Sketch Show. She even played the iconic Dr. Frankenfurter for the 2016 version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. If someone has had a promising career with a wide variety of roles, it is Laverne Cox. She received recognition for her work in the acclaimed series Orange is the New Black. She continues to prove her mettle with her most recent role as a transgender lawyer in the TV show Doubt. With another show on the horizon, Cox has a pretty busy career.
I was needing to really express my gender in more fluid way.
Number 33, Angela Morley. From the shadows to center stage, Angela Morley has made history as the first openly transgender Oscar nominee. Angela won 3 Emmy Awards for her work as a music composer. After struggling with her gender identity for almost 46 years, she transitioned to live as a woman in 1970 when she had a sex reassignment surgery. 2 years later, she publicly came out as a woman. In 1974, Angela Morley became the first openly transgender person to be nominated for an Academy Award when she was nominated for one in the category of Best Music Original Song Score Adaptation for The Little Prince in 1974, a nomination shared with Alan J. Lerner, Frederick Lowe, and Douglas Gamely. Angela Morley was born on March 10, 1924 in Leeds, Yorkshire, England in the UK. She was a composer known for Peeping Tom, 1960, Watership Down, 1978, and The Slipper and the Rose, The Story of Cinderella, 1976. She was married to Christine Parker and Beryl Stott. She died on January 14, 2009 in Scottsdale, Arizona, USA.
They would ring up and say, we're having another recording and we would like you to do a few things.
Number 32, Claudia Celeste. Claudia Celeste was more than just a screen star. Her life was a testament to authenticity and courage. Claudia Celeste was born on July 14, 1952 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. She was an actress known for Wild Sex of the Children of the Night, 1982, Motel, 1974, and Beijão na Boca, 1982. She died on May 13, 2018 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Number 31, April Ashley. Before the term transgender was even popularized, April Ashley was making headlines as a pioneering icon. April Ashley was born in 1935. She was an English model, author, and LGBT rights activist. In the 1950s, upon being discharged from the Merchant Navy, she performed under the stage name Tony April at Le Carrousel de Paris in Paris. Ashley was outed as a transgender woman by the Sunday People newspaper in 1961 and was one of the earliest British people known to have had gender confirmation surgery. Her first marriage to the future 3rd Baron Rowland was annulled in the High Court of Justice case of Corbett versus Corbett. Ashley was appointed a member of the Order of the British Empire in the 2012 birthday honors for services to transgender equality. Number 30. Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol didn't just create art, he lived it. From his iconic wig to his bold expressions, he blurred all lines. Warhol admired the boys who spend their lives trying to be complete girls and often attended parties in drag. Flipping his silver wig for blonde, red, and black ones, he began a series of self-portrait and drag Polaroids in 1981 and continued the project with Christopher Makos as Altered Images. Their altered images recall Man Ray's 20s portraits of Marcel Duchamp as his female persona, Rose Saint-Levy.
My name is Andy Warhol, and I just finished eating a hamburger.
Number 29. RuPaul. He took drag from underground clubs to mainstream TV. RuPaul is not just a drag queen, he's an icon. Supermodel of the world RuPaul Charles is enjoying a second act on the small screen, introducing the next generation of gender-bending superstars Manila, Raha, Latrice, Oh My on RuPaul's Drag Race and helping real women find their femme on RuPaul's Drag You. It's looking like the glamazon won't sashay away anytime soon.
He did proclaim that I would be famous from a very early age, and that's why I needed a name that was unique.
Number 28. Edward D. Wood Jr. He made films that critics panned, but Ed Wood's Glenn or Glenda became a cult classic for its boldness. After Christine Jorgensen's headline-making surgery in 1952, Ed Wood Jr. wrote, directed, and starred in Glenn or Glenda. An enthusiastic cross-dresser himself, Wood's film features a psychiatrist narrating the stories of Glenn Glenda, a closeted heterosexual transvestite, and Alan Ann, a pseudo-hermaphrodite who identifies as a woman. Despite being described by Leonard Maltin as possibly the worst movie ever made, Glenn or Glenda has become a cult classic. Its production is chronicled in Tim Burton's Ed Wood. Number 27. Mimi Marx. She redefined beauty standards in cabarets and clubs across America. Mimi Marx is a trailblazer in every sense. Mimi Marx is recognized as one of the world's most beautiful transsexual actresses/models. She performs in a cabaret club, The Baton in Chicago, Illinois, and travels the country for appearances and performances. Accepted by the mainstream, Mimi has been offered many opportunities in Hollywood and is currently working on television projects in development.
I think I'm a bride.
Number 26. Adele Anderson. From Cabaret to the BBC, Adele Anderson's career is nothing short of remarkable. Adele Anderson was born on June 14, 1952 in Southampton, Hampshire, England, in the UK. She is an actress known for Company Business, 1991, Hotel Babylon, 2006, and Lady Jane, 1986, and is one-third of the cabaret group Fascinating Aida. In 1995, with Fascinating Aida, she was nominated for the Laurence Olivier Award for Best Entertainment. Anderson has appeared internationally in concerts, theatrical plays, and on the BBC television program Gemma Masters. Sometimes with Dilly Keane, Anderson writes lyrics for most of Fascinating Aida's songs and has contributed to the songs of several hit musicals, including The Challenge, Shaw Theatre, and The Ten Commandments, The Place.
So I've really no idea what my performance is going to be like.
Number 25. Ajita Wilson. She transitioned from the streets of New York to the big screens of Europe. Ajita Wilson's life was truly cinematic. Ajita Wilson was a transsexual actress who started out as an entertainer in the red light district of New York. Wilson had sex reassignment surgery in the mid-70s. After the operation, she started appearing in adult films in New York. Then she was discovered by a European hardcore film producer who got her roles in various French and Italian films of a hardcore nature. In 1978, she made a crossover into softcore European films. She worked in a series of softcore and hardcore films over the years. In 1987, Wilson was in an automobile accident and died of a brain hemorrhage. Number 24. Billy Tipton. Living as a jazz musician for over 50 years, Billy Tipton's secret was only discovered after his death. Billy Tipton assumed a male gender identity and chose not to reveal his female birth sex to family and friends. His birth sex was not revealed to the public until after his death. Born Dorothy Lucille Tipton, jazzman Billy Tipton lived for more than 50 years as a man. Billy never legally married, but over the years, as many as 5 women identified as Mrs. Tipton. He told his wives that a catastrophic car accident had left him sterile. With the 5th, Kitty Oakes, he raised 3 adopted sons. A funeral director finally revealed Tipton's secret to his family. One of his sons remarked, "He'll always be dad to me." Number 23, Cait Lindsay. Cait Lindsay's soap opera-styled video art brought him fame and even landed him a role on General Hospital. Video and performance artist Cait Lindsay was raised on guiding light. His aunts would encourage him to imitate their favorite characters, and he grew up wanting to be on screen. He's finally getting a chance with his soap opera-styled video art. In pieces like Conversations with the Turin 3, The Young and the Mess, and As the World Might Turn, Lindsay and company act out melodramatic scenes. They lip-sync to distorted pre-recorded dialogue, often playing multiple roles and dressing in drag. In 2010, Lindsay's daytime dream came true when James Franco helped him land a cameo on General Hospital.
When we made love 3 years ago, I thought it was a phase.
Number 22, Bibiana Fernandez. From shows in Barcelona to big screen fame, Bibiana Fernandez's journey has been anything but ordinary. Bibiana Fernandez was born on February 13, 1954 in Tangier, Morocco. After spending some time performing in various shows around Barcelona, she went on to make her film debut in Vincent Arrondo's Cambio de Sexo, Sex Change, in 1976. She's an actress known for Rowing with the Wind, 1988, Law of Desire, 1987, and Matador, 1986. She was previously married to Asdrubal Ametlier. Number 21, Ava Robbins. Ava Robbins felt female from a young age. Her story is one of comfort and self-acceptance. Ava Robbins was born on December 10, 1958 in Bologna, Emilia-Romagna, Italy. She is an actress known for Tenebrae, 1982, The Adventures of Hercules, 1985, and Hercules, 1983. Ava was assigned male at birth. From the age of about 13, she says she felt she was female. When she was 16, she met a neighbor who was transgender and who introduced her to feminizing hormones. By the age of 21, she was living as a transgender woman. Ava says she does not want sex reassignment surgery, saying she feels comfortable with her body and has no desire to change.
Che non sono fortissime, sono abbastanza fragili tutte e due, però insieme.
Number 20, Dominique Jackson. From ballroom houses to Hollywood fame, Dominique Jackson is the unforgettable Electra Abundance. Long before her acting career began, Jackson was introduced to the ballroom scene in 1993 while living in Baltimore. She eventually became a part of the various ballroom houses like the House of Revlon and Allure. She later moved to the House of Sinclair in New York City. Jackson was cast as Electra Abundance in Pose. The FX drama series was set in the American drag and ballroom scene in the 80s and 90s. Aside from acting, Jackson also models, having appeared in Vogue España and the 2021 Mugler Show.
And it was in that trunk she discovered that I had a trans identification.
Number 19, Jackie Curtis. Andy Warhol's muse, Jackie Curtis, lived for cabaret and cinema. His life was a whirlwind of art and glitter. Jackie's friendship and professional association with Andy Warhol began in the mid-1960s. He appeared in director Paul Morrissey's Women in Revolt, 1971, with Candy Darling and Holly Woodlawn, and Flesh, 1968, with Joe D'Alessandro and Candy Darling, presented by Andy Warhol. For these unique films, director Paul Morrissey gave the actors information about their character, the scene, and suggested lines. The camera rolled, and everyone improvised much of the content in a single take. In 1970, Jackie Curtis auditioned in drag for Busby Berkeley's revival of the 1920s musical No No Nanette. Too bad Busby Berkeley and Broadway weren't ready for Curtis in the chorus line. Jackie's cabaret performances were stunning. In 1973, he appeared at the New York Cultural Center in Cabaret in the Sky, an evening with Holly Woodlawn and Jackie Curtis, an event attended by gay New York and cafe society alike. Jackie died of an accidental heroin overdose on May 15, 1985. He was just 38 years old. At his wake, Friends filled his casket with photographs and mementos of his career, packs of cool cigarettes, a magic wand, a cocktail shaker full of martinis, and sprinkled his face and body with glitter. Later, after the funeral, friends covered his burial mound with so much red glitter that it was visible in the distance from the highway. Jackie's unique talents and his wonderful friendship and spirit will always be sorely missed by those who had the good fortune to know him.
That my mission in life was to see through the veneer of ambiguity.
Number 18. Elizabeth Coffey. She defied norms from the start, even at an all-male Catholic high school. Elizabeth Coffey is unforgettable. Elizabeth Coffey is known for Pink Flamingos, 1972, Female Trouble, 1974, and There's a Zombie Outside, 2024. Coffey was born in 1948 in Brooklyn, New York City, the oldest of 5 children. At the age of 5, her family moved to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where she was raised and attended Northeast Catholic High School, a private all-males Catholic school where she often rebelled against the dress code by presenting as a woman, wearing long hair with ponytails, and dating boys. According to her, her parents were too uptight to talk to her about gender identity, at one point confronting her as if she was a queer and splitting her up from the rest of her siblings. Eventually, they accepted it and let her return to the family. Number 17. Wendy Carlos. She transformed electronic music, and her story is just as electrifying. Wendy Carlos was a true pioneer. Wendy Carlos, one of the great innovators in synthesized and electronic music, was born as Walter Carlos in Rhode Island on November 14, 1939. She underwent a sex change operation in 1972, details of which she revealed during a surprise Playboy interview in 1979. Walter's last credited release is Sonic Seasonings, 1972. Wendy's first credited release is the Tron soundtrack 1982, which was released on CD in 2002.
And there's this nice solo that's split up into 2 tracks.
Number 16. David Bowie. He blurred gender lines with every performance. David Bowie's androgynous alien persona changed music and culture forever. The original ambisexual androgynous alien David Bowie fell to earth and put on a frock. It's no surprise John Lennon called Bowie's music rock and roll with lipstick on. Satirizing gender inequity with his Boys Keep Swinging video, Bowie dressed up to sing backup for himself, walking the runway and keeping time as a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead. Number 15. Jane County. Punk rock's first openly transgender singer, Jane County, shocked and entertained with her campy style and rebellious spirit. Jane County was born on July 13, 1947 in Dallas, Georgia, USA. She's an actress and composer known for Jubilee, 1978, City of Lost Souls, 1983, and Jane County and M. Taylor, I Don't Fit In Anywhere, 2020. Under the name Wayne County, inspired by Wayne County, Michigan, she was the vocalist of the influential proto-punk band Wayne County and the Electric Chairs, known for their campy and foul-mouthed ballads, glam punk-inspired songs and image, which was heavily influenced by Jackie Curtis and the theater of the ridiculous. County, in particular, was known for her outrageous and unpredictable stage antics, as well as possessing a distinctive singing voice. She went on to become rock's first openly transgender singer, adopting the stage name Jane County. Number 14. Candice Kane. She became the first transgender actress to play a recurring transgender character on primetime TV. Candice Kane broke all the barriers. Candice Kane was born Brendan McDaniel. Kane has appeared on TV series including Elementary and Nip Tuck. With her role on Dirty Sexy Money, Kane became the first transgender actress to play a recurring transgender character in a primetime show. She's perhaps best known for her recurring role as the Fairy Queen on the fantasy series The Magicians. Number 13. Alexandra Billings. From homelessness to Hollywood, Alexandra Billings' resilience has made her a beloved figure in TV and theater. Alexandra Billings is one of the first openly transgender actresses to play a transgender character on television. She's also known for portraying the recurring character Davina in the Amazon series Transparent, and has played transgender characters in ER, Eli Stone, How to Get Away with Murder, Grey's Anatomy, and The Conners. She's taught at both the Chicago and Los Angeles' Steppenwolf Theater locations. She assisted working backstage with Carol Burnett and Yul Brynner. She also appeared in Jesus Christ Superstar and The Roar of the Grease Paint, The Smell of the Crowd. In her early adult life, Billings struggled with homelessness and cocaine and opioid addiction, and for a time participated in sex work.
Hey humans, it's Trans Awareness Week. Hug a trans person.
Number 12. Chaz Bono. Chaz Bono, son of Sonny and Cher, made headlines as he shared his journey with the world in the documentary Becoming Chaz. Chaz Bono is an American writer, musician, and actor. His parents are entertainers Sonny Bono and Cher, and he became widely known for his appearance as a child on their television show, The Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour. Bono is out as a trans man. In 1995, while presenting as a woman, and several years after being outed as lesbian by the tabloid press, Bono publicly self-identified as a lesbian in a cover story in a leading American gay monthly magazine, The Advocate. He became a highly visible transgender celebrity when he appeared on the 13th season of the US version of Dancing with the Stars in 2011, the first time an openly transgender man starred on a major network television show for something unrelated to being transgender. He also made Becoming Chaz, a documentary about his gender transition that premiered at the 2011 Sundance Film Festival.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. God bless you.
Number 11. Hollywood Lawn. Immortalized in Lou Reed's song Walk on the Wild Side, Hollywood Lawn was a true Warhol superstar. Hollywood Lawn was an American actress and Warhol superstar who appeared in the films Trash, 1970, and Women in Revolt, 1971. She's also known as Holly in Lou Reed's hit glam rock song Walk on the Wild Side. Woodlawn was born in Juana Diaz, Puerto Rico, to a German-American father who was a soldier in the U.S. Army, and Amita Rodriguez, a native Puerto Rican, and grew up in Miami Beach, where she came out at a young age. She adopted the name Holly from the heroine of Breakfast at Tiffany's, and in 1969 added the surname from a sign she saw on an episode of I Love Lucy. After changing her name, she began to falsely tell people she was the heiress to the Woodlawn Cemetery.
And listen to Barbra Streisand albums, and and the rest is history.
Number 10. Venus Extravaganza. She was a standout in Paris is Burning. Venus Extravaganza's story highlights the struggles and dreams of ballroom culture. Venus Extravaganza was an American transgender woman who came to national attention after her appearance in Jenny Livingston's 1990 documentary film Paris is Burning, in which her life as a ballroom family member and performer forms one of the film's several story arcs. Extravaganza was born on May 5, 1965 in Jersey City, New Jersey. Her parents were of Italian-American and Puerto Rican descent. She had 4 brothers. Extravaganza took the name Venus after a close friend suggested it. Extravaganza states in Paris is Burning that she began cross-dressing and performing at age 13 or 14. Eventually, her family caught on to her lifestyle, and because she did not want to embarrass them, she moved away. She moved in with her grandmother to pursue her true identity. On December 21, 1988, Extravaganza was found strangled under a bed at the Fulton Hotel in New York. It was estimated that her body had been there for 3 or 4 days before discovery. The film's final minutes include Angie Extravaganza reacting to her death, reflecting on Venus's risks and wild ways. Number 9. Marie-Pierre Provo. Known as Bambi, Marie-Pierre Provo dazzled audiences in Paris with her stunning performances and unbreakable spirit. Marie-Pierre Provo is an Algerian-born French transgender woman who performed under the stage name Bambi. She performed in a transgender showgirl revue at Le Carrousel de Paris for approximately 20 years. She's an actress known for Costa Azzurra, 1959, Day of a Stripper, 1964, and 90 Notti in Giro per il Mondo, 1963. Number 8. Caitlyn Jenner. From Olympic glory to reality TV, Caitlyn Jenner's public journey was one of the most talked about transitions of our time. Born William Bruce Jenner, Jenner first rose to fame upon winning the gold medal in the decathlon during the 1976 Olympics. Jenner later gained a new following after appearing alongside then-wife Kris and their family on the reality series Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She's appeared in several films, including The Hungover Games and Jack and Jill, and has been featured in the Amazon series Transparent. Jenner came out as a transgender woman in a 2015 interview with Diane Sawyer, saying, "For all intents and purposes, I'm a woman."
It's been really tough. But here I am, I'm still here. That's the good news.
Number 7. Romy Hag. She captivated audiences in Europe and even caught David Bowie's eye. Romy Hag was unforgettable on and off the screen. Dutch actress Romy Hag was born on January 1st, 1951 in Scheveningen as Gramenhage Zuid-Holland in the Netherlands. She appeared in such films as Mascara, 1987, House of Boys, 2009, and Der Moord mit der Schere, 1984. Hag was born Eduard Franz Verba in 1951 and became a lover of David Bowie while the singer lived in Berlin. Her first single, Liège Samba, appeared in 1977 with Udo Lindenberg contributing the lyrics and music. She went on tour with Lindenberg and in the following year released her single, Super Paradise. In 1979, the New Yorker Profile Gallery profiled her in a photo tribute. She has had roles in 26 films, including Plastic Fever, The Case of Mr. Spalt, The Hamburg Syndrome, and Mascara with Charlotte Rampling. She released 17 albums.
Take a walk on the wild side, here you go.
Number 6. Boy George. He turned heads with his bold fashion and makeup. Boy George's unique style became a symbol of the 80s. Karma chameleon Boy George turned into a beautiful cover girl for the UK Cosmopolitan's December 1984 issue. Tempering girliness with his boyish moniker, George was also known to appear in a nun's habit and in Hasidic garb. His trademark look helped anchor Jean-Paul Gaultier's pop star-inspired Spring 2013 collection.
You know, I mean, what else can you say about me? I've been accused of everything.
Number 5. Cosynelle. Cosynelle was France's blonde bombshell, breaking barriers as one of the first transgender celebrities in the world. Known by her stage name, Cosynelle was born Jacques Charles Dufresnoy. Hers was the first sex reassignment surgery widely covered by the media after World War II, and post-surgery, she assumed the name Jacqueline Charlotte Dufresnoy. She was a highly famous French actress and singer, styled as a blonde bombshell sex symbol in the vein of Marilyn Monroe and Brigitte Bardot. As Cosynelle, she made her debut as a transgender showgirl in 1953 at Chez Madame Arthur, where her mother was a flower seller. She later performed regularly at the famous nightclub Le Carrousel de Paris, which also featured regular acts by other famous transgender women such as April Ashley and Bambi. Number 4. Candy Darling. Immortalized by Warhol and Lou Reed, Candy Darling was the ultimate muse of New York's underground art scene. Actress and pre-op transsexual Candy Darling is best known as a Warhol superstar. Appearing in Flesh, 1968, and Women in Revolt, 1971, she was immortalized in the Velvet Underground's Candy Says and Lou Reed's Walk on the Wild Side. Diagnosed with cancer, Darling staged one last cinematic moment, posing for photographer Peter Hujar's Candy Darling on her deathbed, an iconic image that resurfaced as the cover art of Anthony and the Johnsons' I'm a Bird Now. Candy Darling, who has appeared in such films as Silent Night, Bloody Night, and Women in Revolt, was born James Lawrence Slattery. She appeared in several Andy Warhol films and was mentioned in Lou Reed's hit Walk on the Wild Side. Number 3. Amanda Lepore. Known as the #1 transsexual in the world, Amanda Lepore is a nightlife legend and fashion icon. When she got her sex change, Lepore was just wishing she could be a pretty girl working in a mall. She's since left the food court behind. Self-proclaimed #1 transsexual in the world, Lepore is plastic perfection. A nightlife fixture, Mac model, and David LaChapelle muse, her looks have become her business. Because of her association with the Clump Kids, Lepore had a cameo in the documentary Party Monster, The Shockumentary, 1998, and the feature film Party Monster, 2003. She could be seen briefly in the fashion spoof comedy Zoolander, 2001. She was featured in the documentary Dig, 2004, and in another gay sequel, 2008. In 2016, Lepore had a major role in Jose Andres Cibaja's film The Sanctuary, where she played a drug dealer called Miss Divine. Number 2. Alexis Arquette. Part of the famous Arquette family, Alexis Arquette made her mark in Hollywood with roles in everything from Friends to Pulp Fiction. One of the transgender actresses to have a rather promising career in the industry, Alexis Arquette has earned quite a filmography and has made a name for herself. She's appeared in TV shows like Friends and Californication and has worked in films like Blended, Lords of Dogtown, and Bride of Chucky. Although appearing in minor roles in some of her acting credits, Arquette has found her own standing in Hollywood. Alexis Arquette was born Robert Arquette and was the sister of Richmond Arquette, David Arquette, Patricia Arquette, and Rosanna Arquette. She appeared in films including Pulp Fiction, The Wedding Singer, and Lords of Dogtown. Alexis Arquette was a member of the famous Hollywood Arquette clan. Her grandfather, Cliff Arquette, was a famous radio and early TV comedian, best known for his country bumpkin character, Charlie Weaver. Her father, meanwhile, was Louis Arquette, an actor who co-starred on The Waltons. She played a memorable role in Adam Sandler's 1998 movie The Wedding Singer, George, the Boy George-obsessed keyboard player in the titular Wedding Singers band. Her work on The Surreal Life in 2006 also increased trans visibility on TV. Sadly, Arquette died in 2016 at age 47. Number 1. Christine Jorgensen. America's first famous transsexual, Christine Jorgensen, became a symbol of hope and courage in the 1950s. Christine Jorgensen was a transgender woman who became popular after undergoing sex reassignment surgery. She was the first American to become widely known for undergoing the surgery. She used her popularity to advocate for transgenders and also landed work as an actress, singer, and nightclub entertainer. With the New York Daily News headline XGI Becomes Blonde Beauty in 1952, Christine Jorgensen became the first widely known transsexual. Gender reassignment surgery had been pioneered in Germany in the 20s, but Jorgensen was the first to go public. Beginning her transition with hormone therapy in Copenhagen, she completed surgical reassignment in the States. A lifelong advocate for transsexuals, Jorgensen helped educate the public on the difference between gender identity and sexual preference.
And I thank you all for coming, but I think it's too much. Fine, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. If this video blew your mind, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more untold Hollywood secrets. And hey, don't leave just yet. Check out our other videos for more jaw-dropping stories. See you in the next one.